welcome back to my channel. So today's going to be a quick little tutorial on a Pia Mia inspired makeup look. I was on Instagram yesterday just scrolling around and I ran across this picture of her that she put up yesterday and I thought she just looks so pretty. I don't know if you guys can see it. If you can't, I'll put up like a little split screen of it. She looks so pretty, so natural, so classic, not a lot of highlight, just natural lashes. So I decided to recreate that look for you guys and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe before you go, comment and like, let me know if you would like to see anything next, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. So to get started, per usual, we're going to coat our lips with some Aquaphor lip balm just so when we apply liquid lipstick later, it applies very nice and smoothly on some hydrated lips. Then moving on to foundation, I'm going to go in with this L'Oreal True Match Foundation, which is a lot lighter than me right now. So I'm going to take this Ex1 Invisiwear Foundation in the shade F400, and I'm going to add about 3 pumps into this foundation and mix it together using a Sigma F60 foundation brush. And I'm going to apply this all over my face and then buff it out using a damp beauty blender, or in this case, this one is a Real Techniques beauty blender. I am super tan right now, so I'm just trying to mix in some foundations till I find the right shade because I am super lazy and don't feel like going to the store to buy a new foundation. But anyways, moving on to concealer. Here I'm going in with Maybelline's Fit Me Concealers, and I'm using a really light shade and then a darker shade. And I'm going to apply the lighter shade underneath my eyes, my forehead, my nose, cupid's bow, chin, you know, so on, the typical. And then I am going to mix in some of the darker concealer into my under eye just to not have it so bright because Pia Mia wasn't super highlighted. She was more of like a natural, just covered up foundation and just bronze kind of look. So I don't want to be super highlighted. And once we are done applying all that concealer, just buff everything out using the Real Techniques sponge. Once everything's blended out, I am going to take the RCMA No Color Powder and I'm going to set everywhere where I applied that concealer. And we're not going to be baking today, we're just going to be setting everywhere that I applied that concealer, and once everything is set, I'm just going to dust that powder away immediately. We don't want to bake today since this is an everyday look. It's not really necessary unless you like to bake for an everyday kind of look, then that's your thing. It's not my thing. I just like to bake whenever I need my makeup to last all night, or if I'm going somewhere for a party, or if I'm going to be out and it's super humid out. But today is just like an everyday whatever kind of look, so no baking necessary. So just dust everything away, and then once we are done with that, I'm going to hop into my Anastasia Contour Palette, and I'm going to take this shade, I think this is the banana powder in her palette, and I'm just going to highlight underneath my eyes with that, just for a little bit of a highlighted effect. She wasn't super highlighted with like a glitter or like a shimmery highlight. It was more of like a matte highlight kind of look, so I'm just going for that effect using this banana powder. And sticking with the Anastasia Contour Palette, I'm taking the middle shade and the end shade right here, and I'm going to use the same e.l.f. brush that I always use to contour, and I'm going to bronze up and contour my face at the same time. Not very chiseled or precise, just kind of sloppily all over the place for like an all over kind of contoured bronzed look. I'm going to do my cheekbones, my forehead, then I'm going to switch brushes, and I'm going to go in with the Morphe M527, which is a bigger, fluffier, tapered brush, and I'm going to dust that, with using that brush, I'm going to dust it all over my neck just to give me an all over bronzed kind of look. Then sticking with those same 2 shades, I'm going to switch brushes to a Morphe M209 brush, and I'm going to nose contour. I'm kind of sucking in my nose. I don't know if that makes any kind of sense, but I'm kind of sucking in my nose, and then you could kind of see the outline of where you're supposed to contour, and that is where I am contouring, if that makes any kind of sense. So then now going into blush, we're going to use this really peachy, corally natural blush from Milani. It's called Luminoso. I love this blush. And here I'm using a Morphe E3 to apply it, and we're just going to dust it on the apples of our cheeks and drag it back towards the temples, just for like a bronzy kind of effect, just to blend it in with the contour shade. Now jumping into this Urban Decay Flushed palette, I'm going to use this highlight shade right here, which is a super natural, super subtle highlight shade, and I'm using this Morphe tapered highlighting brush. I don't remember the number. I like to use this brush for a more natural of a highlight because it's bigger and it's fluffier, and it makes the highlight go kind of like everywhere, not so like precisely and sharp on the top of your cheekbones. It's more of like a flush of a highlight. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Since she wasn't so highlighted, I wanted it to be a natural kind of glow, not really like, hey, I got highlighter on my face. I hope that makes sense. As you can see right here, when I pull away, you can barely tell that I have any highlighter on my face. So now going into the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm going to use this gorgeous gray taupey shade right here. It's actually called Warm Taupe, and I'm just going to use a Sigma E40 and just buff that all over my crease and a little bit on top of my lid. She didn't really have a hardcore eyeshadow look. It looked like she just dusted a taupey shade into her crease, and that was it. And she buffed it. It looked like she buffed it really far out. Not so precisely in the eye. I don't know how to explain it, but like a little bit further out than your eye shape. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm buffing it a little bit further out to give it like a messy effect and messy kind of look. But I love this shade right here, and I love this look. It's such a gorgeous everyday kind of put together look. I didn't try too hard, but I did try, and I'm still hot kind of look. And once we are done with that, going back into this palette, I'm going to take this neutral white shade right here, and I'm going to highlight underneath my brow bone and also my inner corners. She didn't have any kind of a shimmery highlight. It was all like a natural matte kind of look. Is this not the easiest eye look of life? And I love the way that it turned out. So once we're done using that matte shade, I'm going to go back into that palette with Warm Taupe, and I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and just buff this underneath my lash line very lightly. Nothing too crazy, nothing too noticeable, just very lightly. This really isn't that necessary. And then once we are done buffing that out underneath the lash line, I'm just going to take this Maybelline Colossal Mascara and just coat my natural lashes. So she didn't have any falsies whatsoever, but I don't know if you can tell how short my lashes are. They're so short and stubby. You literally cannot notice even when I put mascara that I have lashes at all. So I'm going to go in with this super natural Revlon, I think they're called like Revlon Feather Light Technology. You literally can't tell that you're really wearing them. They're more for like volume, and they look very subtle and very natural, and they blend in with your natural lashes. So I'm just going to apply these, and then as you can tell, it gives it like a little bit of a pizzazz. So she had on a very pink but like natural kind of lip. So here I'm going to go in with the Anastasia's Dusty Rose, which was a little bit too pink than compared to what she had. So once I am done applying Dusty Rose all over the lip, I'm going to go in using Dose of Colors Truffle Liquid Lipstick. Okay, so I don't know if I got a bad batch of this Truffle, but all my other Dose of Colors are super liquidy, but this one is like super dry, and I haven't used it that many times for it to be dried out and almost gone. So I don't know if I just got a bad batch or something, but if you guys have a trick on to making this a little bit more liquidy, leave me a comment below and let me know. So as you can see, it's just a little bit lighter of a pink shade, but once we're done with that, the look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this Pia Mia inspired makeup tutorial, and I hope you guys recreate the look, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!